What is up, my riders? So I don't normally make videos like this, and I don't even normally talk about things like this, but I feel like it's the right thing to do and the right thing to just like post on my channel, to be completely transparent. Your boy did a live stream a little bit ago where I was talking about how I was dealing with a lot of mental stuff, and it was just like really hard. After that, I actually started to like look towards religion because I grew up religious and I grew up Christian. I just been struggling with a lot of different things. I started like feeling good. I wanted to post something on my TikTok, so I posted this thing about I might lose followers, but I'm a Christian and the reason why I'm here is because of God. And I did this, saying this as a Christian, growing up a Christian, and I went and did something that I've literally been trying to put behind me this whole time. I went back to vaping, I went back to drinking, and I took an edible this past weekend. And you guys might be familiar with the company. I actually sponsored it, and I'm going to be taking the video down because I don't want to promote anything like this, because if it's possible for people to have these side effects, I wouldn't want anybody to take them. I took a Delta 8 gummy from a company called Plain Jane that I actually did a review on before. And I will admit that I was lowering down my medication because I have been struggling with that a lot over this past year. My antidepressant, I would convince myself that I'm gaining too much weight or I'm a lot happier off of it, and I got stuck in this like cycle with substances and doing this where I changed my medication around. The day that I did the Delta 8 gummy, I was with my girlfriend Danny, and I just want to say for the record, God bless her that she was here to help me because of pain and suffering that I didn't even know I was about to endure. I took this Delta gummy around like 11 o'clock. About 12 to 1-ish, I went upstairs to get a drink, and my sister said something to me, and she kept going, "What?" And I was like, in my head, I was like, am I not like speaking clearly? Am I saying something funny or whatever? But it just released this anxiety. It was like a snowball effect of anxiety. But this was a completely different anxiety and panic attack that I've ever felt. And I might have to like cut parts just because I might get emotional talking about this, but I really truly want to put this out here for other people to find. And I realized even with my YouTube, I've really been just like focused on the money and trying to make as much money and stuff, and I've been focusing on all the wrong things in my life. I've been focusing on all the sins, all the negative. I have had people in my life over and over again not respect my wishes of trying to remain sober and trying to do stuff like that, and continually trying to push that upon me, trying to get me to do stuff just because it's fun for them to see me do things that negatively affect me, I guess, or that it's fun for them to see me struggle, or I don't know. I just kept falling for this trap, and when I tell you guys that God is real, God is real. And I will completely and utterly just say right now, I'm gonna take monetization off this video because I don't feel like getting any monetary gain from talking about this, first off, because it's religion. I started to see so slow, like slowed down frame by frame, the scariest thing ever. That jumped to me being afraid that I was gonna forget how to breathe, forget how to talk. It just snowballed. All of a sudden, I saw every negative thing I've done in my life play like a slideshow, like almost like how they say your life flashes before your eyes before you die. I literally felt, closing my eyes, a burning sensation. You guys can even see, I don't know if you can see it or not, I have goosebumps right now. I felt myself burning alive, which I feel like was a sign that had to come through in this way, because I've promised myself many of times that I wasn't going to mess with any substance anymore. And I've had bad panic attacks with marijuana before, and I know what I'm doing is bad, and I'm still falling for this trap. I saw every single thing that I've ever done negative in my life, and I felt myself burning because of this, and I don't even know how, because I was seeing so, like, slow motion and so, like, I don't even know how to explain it. It was like the scariest sensation anyone could feel, and I had my Bible up on the wall, and I went and grabbed my Pap's Bible, this exact Bible, and I held it close to my chest like this. And I cannot even make this up. I felt a coolness from the Bible pushing this heat that I felt when I had my eyes closed, feeling the burning like hell. And I could feel my whole body cool and push this fiery feeling out. And from that day, I woke up and I was like, I'm devoting my life to religion, because I grew up religious. My first girlfriend was really religious, and then we broke up, and I kind of held a negativity towards becoming religious because of how she negatively affected me, when that had nothing to do with my religion. It just had to do with how she was, or as a person, or whatever in my life. And I truly felt like I was saved. I told my dad this, because I actually went over today and wanted to talk to him, because his wife is really religious and she goes to a church every Sunday, and I just reached out to him and I was like, I really want to start going to church. And my dad came and picked me up, and I talked to them for hours and hours and just laid everything out and told him that. And I feel like my dad, for the first time, like, opened up to me. He told me that he knows that his dad, Pap, is watching out for me, because I told him I felt like my Pap was there for me, and I felt like his mom was definitely there. And I just felt this overwhelming sensation of peace, but it was only when, in the time that I was going through, the mental blockade that I was going through, I still reached out to God. And now I'm at a point where I'm slowly feeling better every day, even though they say, like, how you get an out-of-body feeling when you will discontinue drinking, or when you discontinue smoking, or anything like that. I used to never understand what that was. It was just a term used by the medical profession. Anxiety, that you'd have a depersonalization, you'd feel like out of body. But I truly believe that the out of body feeling is a negative spirit, because demons and angels are on earth watching over you, bad, preying on you. And I feel like that, every time I felt that, I'd slowly get better after drinking or smoking, but I'd still feel the same. I'd feel more depressed. I'd feel, and I truly believe I had these things that were latched onto me, and I needed to seek God for forgiveness, because I'm gonna be completely honest, I'm not perfect, and I've sinned quite a lot, and every time I did, pushed me away from God, because I was scared that I was gonna be punished, that I was going to not be accepted, or not be good enough to get into heaven, or it was just a lack of understanding of the Bible. But I do think that you guys should listen to this one person that I started listening to, if you are Christian or look to seek anything in your life or feel better, because ever since I did that, and I was scared, let me tell you guys what, I was scared to death, because this feeling that I had when I was high felt like I was either going to hurt myself or try to hurt someone, because I had this actual living, breathing embodiment of fear, or whatever you want to call it, trying to control me, trying to for a lack of a better term, like trying to take me. And I could feel myself slipping while I felt this burning, almost like I was free falling. Then I stopped and I feel God. I feel God by grabbing the Bible and holding it up to my chest. I was so scared that night, I fell asleep like this. And I just felt like if I let go of the Bible at any time in the night, that I was done for. And I got the awesome opportunity to talk to my dad's wife, and she's like a very devoted Christian, she's a very devoted Christian, and just like somebody that you would really benefit talking to. And I told her everything I felt, and the whole time being a guiding light for me, trying to show me what I need to do, what I need to seek for in my life. And she honestly has, for lack of a better term, like saved my... Sorry, my dog was barking for toys, so I had to move. But Gideon is this strong warrior. He's fearless, but when he's met with a storm of locusts, he kind of just like hides and makes him the size of a locust. And God asks him why, and it talks about how when you limit yourself, when you keep yourself in, I struggle all the time with getting out and being social, and I just stay at home, and my anxieties take me completely because I stand still. And the whole lesson behind the verse, you don't want to make yourself an easy target. When you sit around and you don't change, you don't do anything, you're just sitting and wallowing in your own thoughts, sitting and watching YouTube videos, just sitting, not accomplishing anything in life. You feel like you don't have a purpose, and you lose yourself. You don't want to be stagnant. You don't want to be in one spot. You want to advance. You want to make stride. You want to better yourself. You want to every day push yourself and get out there. And I can't even lie to you, I had such bad anxiety because my body and everything, from trying to like fight this spiritual warfare that I had going on, telling me, don't go there. They're going to yell at you. They're going to think you're crazy. They're going to lock you up when you tell them what you experienced or something like that. That's the complete opposite. I just physically pushed myself as hard as I possibly could to get out of my house today. And I ended up sitting and talking to my dad and his wife for like 4 or 5 hours. It might have been even longer. And in that time, I got to experience more information with my relationship with God and how it's supposed to be. But I also got to learn about my dad and his mom. Never a story that I ever heard in my life about when I was born, and how his mom actually held on till the very last minute to make sure that I was born, even though she was sick in the hospital. She waited till I was born before passing away, and just all this stuff I never even knew about my dad. But he was, I don't know if it was just because I was bringing it up or what, but he was vulnerable with me when he's never, ever really talked about his feelings. I've never really heard stuff from my dad. We used to just talk about cars and that's it, and never really had deep conversations, but I pretty much told him everything, and him and Marion looked at me, and literally just the kindness that I felt, it brought tears to my eyes. And Marion and my dad hugged me, and we just talked, and I was literally so scared. I have pushed myself away from my family like that, my dad and stuff, just because I get upset because he doesn't reach out to me more. His wife told me when my dad went out to smoke, she goes, you know, you and your dad are exactly alike, because he's the same way, that he's not reaching out to you because he thinks he's bugging you or he thinks he's doing something, because she's been asking him where we've been. He just thought that we're busy and he didn't want to bug us, and he doesn't want to like force us to come around, when we felt the same way. Me and my sister, we've always felt like we had to reach out and do the same thing, but it was just him and us thinking the same thing that kept us apart for so long. And I truly believe that in the amount of time, this was Saturday, I will post this probably Wednesday. In that amount of time, so much has changed. I have felt like I rekindled a relationship with my dad, and he also wants me and him to go visit his dad and mom's grave, which he's never really like ever mentioned anything about to me, but he said if you feel like you need to like talk to them or say thanks to them or whatever, we can go. So just alone with one step out the door and fighting all those anxieties that I've dealt with for my life, I feel already 90% better. Not only did I do that, I got to also help rekindle a relationship with him and his sister that was lost, or I'm working on it at least. And I got to reach out and talk to her daughter, my cousin, and really just kind of talk to her and ask how she's doing. And we're gonna see them after so long that I haven't seen her or her kid, which is I guess my second cousin or whatever, in so long. And I am going to be helping my aunt that I haven't seen in forever move stuff around and stuff like that. And I just feel like everything is connected. Everything has a way, and I've always been scared to reach to true religion. Always scared to like read the Bible, always scared, and it would be one thing or another. I'd not understand something, so I would just stray away, or I would read the Old Testament and be confused and stray away. I would do everything but actually accept God and actually try to do by him. And I cannot blame anybody but myself. I truly do believe that it had to do with the negative association when I was younger. I said I'm Christian, but I didn't seek to go to church. I didn't seek to do anything. I didn't seek to start watching prayer or listen to church music, anything like that. I would just slowly get these hints until this big ball came, and I literally feel like I'm changed forever. And I'm making this video also to summarize that I'm still going to be making car stuff, but I'm definitely going to be talking a lot more about like my religion and just my experiences and sharing it with you guys, so hopefully that it can help you. I'm definitely not perfect with like knowing verses yet and stuff that I can even like share that type of knowledge with you guys, but everything so far has been amazing, and I don't want to lose this feeling. I have shared my feelings with Danny, and she's going to start going to church with us too on Sunday, my dad and his wife. I hope that the church that we go to, that I do like, because I eventually want to get baptized at the church as well with my family. So I just want to summarize and say thank you if you stayed to the end. The summary of what I'm saying is all your anxieties, all your fears, everything like that is all just a big setup. It's all a way to keep you as an easy target. Because anxiety, depression, all that stuff, that's not like something that you should just accept and lay down. That is something that the evil in the world is preying on. They want you to feel that way. Because when you do that, you start turning to sinful ways. You start turning to substances. You start turning to everything under the sun. You get anxiety, keep yourself inside. How are you going to feel better when you're trapped inside all the time? Everything is connected, and everything is like a snowball effect when you let it control you. When you let fear control you, when you let anxiety control you, when you let your depression control you. And this isn't saying that I don't struggle with it, because I do. I still do on a daily basis. But ever since Saturday, when I listen to music, when I read the Bible, when I listen to verses, I really like the person I'm going to share on YouTube. So I think that if you do seek anything, you should definitely watch it. I honestly just, I can't explain how at peace that I felt. And I used to make jokes all the time with my sister and my cousins and all that. I would say, how come when you're young, you feel so happy, and then as soon as you get as an adult, life sucks. When you're a kid, up until a certain point, most kids are sin-free. Most kids aren't doing bad stuff. When you get older, that's when you start to lose your way, and so many people do that. And I'm honestly kind of hopeful and glad, because my name, Michael, comes from the Bible, and he was the archangel of God. If I'm not mistaken, he was a messenger also of God, and I feel like the world as is needs God, and people are so afraid to talk about it in school. People are scared to talk about it anywhere because they think you're forcing it, and I always thought as a Christian, I was like, you don't want to like force religion down your throat. So I was scared to talk about it. I was scared to like put myself out there. I was like, I'm no longer scared to talk about it. I'm no longer scared because I accept God as my one and true Holy Father through Jesus. I literally am just making this video to say it gets better, and I hope this helps somebody if they listen to it. Thank you guys for watching. I love you, every single one of you guys that are watching right now, and I really hope that God can find you in a way that isn't as bad as how I found God. But I definitely think it's always better to reach out sooner than later, because they will say a common quote that Christians, or maybe people not devoted to God but that say they're Christians, will walk as close to the fire before they get burned trying to push it. They'll walk a fine line before they get burned to realize. And that was my wake-up call, and I'm definitely going to start posting more of like religious stuff. And if you don't like it, then just respectfully don't watch it. But I'm still going to be doing car stuff. I just did a LED conversion for my car for the front headlights, so I'll post that. Thank you guys for watching, and I really appreciate it if you actually came to this video and watched it even a little bit. It means the world to me. I love you guys. See you in the next one.